Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, my stars. I was sat here with the coffee and I've just thrown it all over the floor. So 2 seconds ago, I was washing my floor. So I'm back now. It's all good.
Done well.
And my floor's clean.
Yeah, it was like, well, I'm going live. Do what you got to do, Annie.
Run.
If we don't go live right on time, Facebook, it actually cancels the event out.
Yeah,
so I don't have much of a choice. When time's up, time's up. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Myrtle. Actually, can I do a quick shout out to the beautiful Marissa and Wendy? I don't know if Wendy's on here at the moment.
Not on yet.
Annie, as you know, they both bought us coffees.
I know.
As a thank you. So thank you so much for supporting us. We appreciate that.
Marissa,
We've finally given in. It's been a long time. People have been asking us how they can do that. And we thought, look, we know that the live stream platforms annual renewals coming up, and it's quite expensive actually for the annual subscription. So we thought, you know what? People have been asking us. Guys, we don't expect it, just to let you know. It's not expected for you to do that. But if you'd like to, well, then the right answer is thank you. We'll gratefully accept that help. How is everyone? Yeah, Marissa didn't want the coffee on the floor, Annie.
No, they both.
I've got it. I've got it, Marissa. Thank you.
Oh, there's Wendy. Wendy, thank you for buying us coffees. You're a good woman. Really happy that you did that for us. Yeah, a couple of the girls said bring the doggies in. But if I bring the doggies in, it's chaos and mayhem because they can hear their Auntie Kerrie and they can hear their Auntie Amanda and they go stonewall mental. It's like, where are they? Where are they?
Where are they?
You don't get it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, once I've had the bread. Phew. Hi.
Everyone good? And AJ, beautiful AJ.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. And I actually, I have a voice this week. Yay. And can I just put a hello out there as well? I want to say hello to Sophia, who's actually made it in today for the first time all by herself onto the live stream right at the beginning. And I actually just want to say hi, So.
That's lovely. And actually, AJ, I don't know if you saw it, but Sophia shared a really beautiful writing that she did today. Absolutely loved it. I did sort of write back to her and say, please, please, please share this with the chat group because they're going to love it too. So I don't know if she's done that or saw my message back, but it was just beautiful. We had so much fun, didn't we, Annie, at the gathering last week? And AJ was there
and
too.
Sophia and I discovered that we were twinning. We're very similar. We ended up we were twinning. So yeah, we're both pretty mental, and we've both got the same ludicrous sense of humor. And yeah, there was a lot of really nice things with us. So now I've got a new sister.
And everyone just did so well at the workshop. I was super, super impressed. Once they threw the books away, it was great. Yeah, well, so that was the tarot workshop.
Just that's why we had a great teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did have a wonderful teacher.
You want to learn tarot? You come to me.
It was a wonderful weekend.
Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you in here.
Yes, hello, Tracy. Hello, my sissy.
Hi, Anita.
Anita. I haven't got the cards yet, Anita. Anita has the most beautiful set of tarot cards that are gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
They haven't made their way to me yet.
So it's been a good week. Yes, I hope everyone else has had a good week this week as well. Yeah.
Poor Shelley hasn't. Her computer collapsed its wee self and she lost everything. And you know it. Oh, there she is. I'm just talking about you, Miss Shelley. She put up that her computer had died and she lost absolutely everything. And she was going back to bed and she was going to stay there for the rest of the year and sulk. And I just had this vision of her stomping off back to bed with a big petted lip like this and staying in bed for the next 6 months. And even though it was so sad, like RIP computer, I couldn't stop laughing. And I thought, no, you're not supposed to be laughing. Poor Shelley's computer died. But see, when grown-ups have tanties and want to sulk for 6 months, that was so funny. Sorry, Shelley, but I couldn't stop laughing at it.
I get it, though. I understand it. I've got so much on my computer that if I lost it, and I do back it all up onto an external hard drive, but still just the pain of it all, you know. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Setting everything back up. So, Annie, were you doing our meditation tonight?
I is. This is a special meditation. If you listen very clearly, because we've got Miss Sunshine Daisy on here, if you listen very clearly, you might pick up why it's a special meditation in honor of Miss AJ. So, let's get started. We've got a whole lot of people on. Mm-hmm. So what I'd like you to do, please, big deep breath in. Drop your shoulders. Shut your eyes. And relax your body. Start at your head. Relax your face. Let it go all soft. Drop your shoulders. Relax your arms. Go down your spine. Relax your belly and your buttocks. Let your legs go soft and relax your feet. Big deep breath in. I want you to imagine that you're walking down a path in a beautiful forest. Up ahead, you can see a clearing that's bathed in sunshine. As you walk towards the clearing, all the grass spreads out in front of you, and the sun's hitting the grass, and it's so beautiful that you decide you're going to have a little seat. So you sit down, and all around you are lots of little daisies. As you pick the first daisy, you think of a person whom you've loved and lost, and you decide to make a daisy chain. For every daisy that you pick and string on the chain, you remember a person or a pet or a friend that you have loved and lost. I'll leave you to string your daisies together for a couple of moments. Now that you have your daisy chain, lay it down at your feet and round about you. And as you look up, the people on your daisy chain start walking towards you through the trees. This makes you so happy. All of these people who you haven't seen for so long. You feel yourself surrounded by so much love. I'll leave you with your people and come back for you shortly. It's time to say goodbye and thank the people who have been with you. As you stand, they give you a hug. You thank them for being around and turn and walk back towards the path. As you walk through the path, feel yourself walking back into your room, back into your space. Feel your body back on the chair and come back and join us. Have I got you back?
Just.
You okay?
Yep, I'm actually really good. And people often say to me I'm big for notebooks, right? You know, and this is why, because I just got a beautiful, beautiful message come through, and now I'm just grabbing my notebook to write it down. So give me a sec, chat amongst yourselves.
Now, Tracy has said we had somebody on who I didn't want to come back. Wendy, I didn't want to come back either. We did have somebody on that was sending people messages, and Pauline has blocked them. We try to block them as fast as we possibly can. In terms of that, just know that we won't ever do that. We won't ever try to solicit money for you for readings. You know that we do our readings at the end of our shows, and we won't ever do that. So if you do see them, just ignore them. And if people pop in asking to be your friend, you've got friends. You don't need any more. Just ignore them. And Pia, you asked about the books, our workbooks. If you send through your email address, I'll add you to our email list, and we'll send them out to you. And I'll send you out the previous ones as well if you haven't got any of them. So I'll get that sorted.
Don't put your email address in chat though, Pia. I've just popped up Annie's email address. So if you email her that address, Oh.
Send it again, my darling. It doesn't matter who you sent it to. Send it again, because sometimes I miss them. At the moment, I've got about 1 million emails, and I've got stuff happening on my computer at the moment as well. It's gone a bit mental. It's a bit like Shelley's. It's gone a bit crazy.
I was going to say, same as Shelley's computer.
Yeah, it's gone a bit crazy at the moment. It's doing all sorts of ridiculous things. We might just hand over to you, Miss AJ.
Well, thank you very much. A little bit exciting again tonight. I'm glad to see that so many people are so excited for more crystals. We just have so much fun talking about crystals, and I have to admit, after last time, considering I was all over the shop, and I was having so much fun and getting so distracted by my own crystals, I wrote myself some notes tonight. So I'm going to try and keep myself a little bit on track. And I'm going to try, I've got a set list of things that I'm going to talk about, and we'll try and answer if there's any questions that come up as well. We'll try and answer. But what I thought we might do today is I'm going to talk about some basics first, about crystal pairings and what we're looking for when you're actually looking at pairing and wearing crystals together. So, for example, I've paired some crystals tonight. I don't know if you can see them, but I've got some crystal pairings happening. And I'm going to talk about how we choose our crystals for pairings and what makes a good pairing and what doesn't. And then I'm going to give you some examples of what we can use different pairings for. And I'm hoping that all of you will be interested in things like that, or if there's something specific, hopefully if you put me on the spot, I'll be able to answer it. If not, I'll get back to you. So what I thought I'd do some handy hints for young players first up when it comes to crystal pairings. So as we were talking about last time, when we were talking about crystals, we want to make sure that we choose crystals with the intention for what we want them to work towards. So if I'm picking out crystals that I want to get energy from, or alternatively, want to be nice and calm and relaxed about, will we get notes or should I start scribbling? Myrtle, start scribbling. I'll be less passionate and enthusiastic and try to give you examples to write down at the same time. Okay, so the first point of my handy hints for young players is when you're choosing your crystals, think about the intention behind them. Okay, so for example, tonight I have chosen, and I'll just pop these up. So I've got my clear quartz, and I have my aquamarine. Okay, on my other hand, and they're delightfully warm, by the way, so I know that they're quite happy with me at the moment. On the other hand, I have a beautiful set of rose quartz. My sister and I, we refer to these quite affectionately as our Bam Bam beads, because they're like Bam Bam and Pebbles from the Flintstones, the old cartoons. They're about that size, so they're Bam Bam beads. Now, the whole reason why I've chosen these tonight, my whole intention was to make sure that I'm feeling nice and calm, that I want to go with the flow, and the things that I want to tell you come from the heart. So I'm making sure that the message that I'm getting across and what I actually want to do with my intention set is I want a bit of peace and tranquility, a bit of calmness, but to also bring out the joy and the happiness through the messages that I'm giving you tonight. So that's my intention with this particular crystal pairing. No, not those type of beads. So that's your first handy hints for young players, is that you want to make sure that you're choosing your crystal pairings together with the right intention behind them. Okay, because it leads straight into handy hint number 2. Now, handy hint number 2 is all about when you're pairing them together. What you want to do is you want to pair like crystals together. So you don't want to pair a set of crystals together that are complete opposites on the spectrums and are going to have no use and are not going to work together. So if you've got, say, for example, if you've got black tourmaline and a green aventurine, those two crystals, when you're looking at them, really don't have anything in common. They don't bounce off each other. They don't uplift each other. By themselves, they both do really good things, but they actually don't work in unison together. So what you want to do is you want to actually find your crystal pairings that work in unison with each other. Okay, so you want to make sure that you want to put your like crystals that work together in harmony. But that being said, you don't want to overload yourself as well, because if I put a whole heap of the same type of crystal, so if I put the whole heap of aquamarine type crystals together, so the water type crystals, the calming, so the aquamarine, the blue lace agates, the labradorite, all of those ones together, because they're all for my throat chakra. Okay, and if I put all of them together, you're going to find that it's going to be a crystal overload. Once you go into crystal overload, there's not a lot of point, and you're actually not getting the benefit of all your crystals. They look pretty. So if you want them to look pretty, I say yes, do that. But if you've actually given your crystals a job, you probably want to remember that, well, hang on a tick, they're trying to do the job, so let's give them the advantage that they've got to do their job. Okay, so pair them together with what they need to do. Because that leads me into point number 3. And point number 3 is, remember that your crystals have different vibrations and frequencies that they vibrate on. So you've got your higher vibrating crystals and you've got your lower. So, a classic example of a higher vibrating crystal is moldavite. And moldavite can be really, 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 really strong and intense, especially for people who've not worked with moldavite before. Now, Gail has got the most beautiful moldavite that she wears that I'm very jealous of. That is gorgeous. I've not actually worked a lot with moldavite myself, but it is a
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I don't know if you saw my post today, AJ, about the moldavite. Right?
I did.
But I go, in my day, that was called kryptonite, right? And all I could see is Superman and the kryptonite,
That's why I haven't got any moldavite.
Yeah, very strong crystal. I just had to laugh. I mean, it's apparently, I know Nate's got it, I think, as well. and he speaks really highly of the properties of it. I don't have it, so
it's incredibly expensive.
It is
like
incredibly
ridiculously
expensive.
expensive.
That's because it's part of a meteorite.
Yeah,
So,
but it's
and it is
hard to
very
get a hold of.
expensive. It is very hard to get a hold of. So if you do get a beautiful piece, work with it, use it. They say that if you do want to introduce, because it does have such a high frequency and it vibrates, like its vibrations are like up here, it's massive. So they say if you want to start working with something as high frequency as what moldavite is, start with incense. Start with something like a little bit lower level, maybe some oil, rather than go for a stone or a piece of moldavite itself.
what does it do, AJ? What's it for?
I don't work a lot with it because it's not. I haven't found a piece that gels with me at the moment for moldavite.
But what would you use it for?
I liken it to, and this is just once again, it's just the world according to me when it comes to crystals. I liken it to using it for like higher spirituality, getting in touch with your spiritual realms. It's
That's
opening
what Esther said.
up. Esther, it takes you to higher realms. So it's very much working up in that top level vibrational sphere. It's not sort of the lower end. You have to be in tune with it, and there are a lot of people who just can't work with it because it is a big punch to your psychic senses. It's a really big punch, so you've got to find one that you can resonate with before you can actually work with it itself. I have to admit, I do like Gales. Gales actually resonates with me. I've touched that one and held it, and it was actually quite nice. So it's all about finding that piece that resonates with you, that says, hello, come and work with me. And that's the same with all crystals. Because it's about
align to your energy. You'll know. Yeah.
And that's exactly right. But if you're comfortable sort of working in that higher realms, and you're open and you're experienced, then yes, I would say work with moldavite. I know quite a few people who wear it on a daily basis, and purely because they're quite comfortable and they sort of know their limits, they know how to sort of open and close. And
I'm deleting.
I was going to say there's a lot of trolls on tonight, I can see.
I'm deleting.
So we'll ignore those people and move on to the next. My karma is just about to make an appearance. I am sorry. So what I might do is I might move on. And so that I was moved into that, my third handy hint for young players, which was crystals have their own vibrations. So what you want to do is, when you're choosing which crystals that you're pairing together, if you choose higher frequency crystals and higher vibration crystals that are, up on the top of echelons, like moldavite, if you grab a couple like at that level and you put them together, that's like, holy Moses, blow your socks off. You better be ready for like a real big kick for that, because that's like jam-packed full of just way too much. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to remember that if you're going to do that, maybe keep that as a singular crystal itself rather than pair it with something else in that time. Okay, so I definitely wouldn't be putting like a clear quartz or anything with it, which is, clear quartz is a magnifier. So I wouldn't be magnifying or putting anything like a Hermica diamond or anything with it. So just remember, sort of marry them up for what the levels are and sort of what they're vibrating at, and then that way the frequency and everything is going to be right for what your intention behind using them in the first place anyway is. So if you want one hell of a punch, go for it, but other than that, no. Are we having one heck of a night with other little
I can't block her. I can't delete
I
her.
I can't
I can't
either.
make it go away. Neither I try
Yeah,
calling, but I can't block it and I can't delete it.
yeah.
And
I'm
and
just
also,
gonna
yeah, so there's
keep
not
going,
anything.
guys. I'm gonna
Keep
try and do it
going.
a different. I'm gonna do it a different way.
Okay.
Sorry,
All
Jay.
right.
Just ignore them,
That's all
everybody.
right. I'm just
Sorry.
going to keep going and we'll move on to point number 4. Okay. So point number 4 is you can actually pair and pay attention to your crystals within your elements. So we all know that we have earth, fire, air and water, and we have crystals that actually fall within those elements as well. Okay, so you can actually sort of pair your crystals within those elements, and especially when you know which element you belong to. But you can also pay attention, for example, if you put fire and water together, well, water is going to cancel out fire. So I probably wouldn't be putting a fire and a water crystal together. It's probably not going to have the best benefit other than the fact that they're going to look pretty. Okay, so, you know, if you want to look pretty, that's fine. But you can pay attention to those types of pairings as well. So, for example, your air crystals are things like your fluorides, and it's going to make sense in a minute. So your fluorides, your selenites, your labradorites, your amethyst. Now, I'm an air sign, and yes, I find that quite funny because they're all the crystals that I have on a daily basis and I love. Your fire, so if you're a fire element, so your sunstones, your carnelians, your red jaspers, and your citrines, they're all your abundance and your power stones. So if you think fire and that red energy and that burn, and yeah, so they're all the stones that are associated with your fire element. Your earth element, so you're looking at that grounding, so your black tourmalines, your obsidians, your pyrites, and your hematites. And your water crystals are your things like your aquamarines, your celestites, your chalcedones, and also amethyst is a bit of a jewel stone because it falls into your water signs as well. So, Annie, that's why you love your amethyst as well as some aquamarines as well, and that's why we both love both of them. So yeah, have a look at your stones that you're pairing the elements, but if you're trying to put fire and water together, it's probably not necessarily going to be a match made in heaven. All right. Now, 5th handy hint for young players, and I think, let me just have a look. Yep, I only wrote 5 handy hints for young players tonight. So the last one, and the last one that I want to speak about, is your find your balance. Okay, so when it comes to your crystals and what you're wearing, what you're using, what you've got them around for, you've got to make sure that you find your balance. Okay, you don't want too much of one thing and not enough of another. Okay, or you want to make sure that sorry, excuse me, a little bit of a leftover cough there. You want to make sure that you've got a nice balance of all things. And then that way it's progressing sort of on that even keel. And it's just finding that harmony. Okay. So if you find that you've got too much in one direction, it's maybe your intention is going to be like that, just that little bit lopsided. Okay. So have an idea of sort of what you've got your crystals for. I mean, the easiest way to tell what you've got your crystals for, and if you want to have that quick fire measure, is have a look at the color of your crystal at times, because your color of your crystal will align to your chakra anyway. So that's your first. So if you're looking at your crystals and you're thinking, what do I need today? Okay, I'm feeling like I need a little bit of personal power. Well, your personal power is going to come down to things like your citrines. So grab a bit of citrine for your personal power and your abundance. It'll also give you the motivation. But the flip side of that coin too, sometimes when we've got that motivation, that abundance, sometimes we can be a little bit ditzy and all over the place. So maybe grab a little piece of fluoride at the same time to give us a little bit of that focus as well. So it's finding that balance between the two. So, yeah, they're my 5 handy hints for young players. And I'm hoping that you guys will like them as well. So the things that I thought I might quickly run through with you with some examples of what some good pairings are, what we would use them for.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So everybody knows what my favorite pairings of all time. Tracy Round, shush, don't steal my thunder yet. She's stealing my thunder in advance. All right, nothing wrong with being a bit fiery, Shelley. That's all good. Carnelian's a really good stone for you. But if you're a bit fiery, then I would say if you want a little bit of peace and tranquility, grab a little bit of the aquamarine, grab a little bit of, actually, blue lace agate would be great for you. And blue lace agate is a wonderful stone because it's a stone of happiness. It's like the crazy lace agate is great as well. Anything from the agate family are stones of happiness, but especially the blue lace agate will help with that that fiery, just to give a little bit of a cool to the fire. All right. So now going back to my pairings before Tracy stole my thunder, my favorite pairing of all time. No, you're not, Tracy. It's okay. My favorite pairing of all time is my selenite and my black tourmaline. Okay, that is my ultimate protection pairing. Okay, because that will repel my negative energy. Okay, it's also really good to bring the peace and heal emotional scars as well. Okay, so and my last live stream that I did with you guys, I was telling you that my barrier around my house, in the 4 corners of my house, I have a piece of black tourmaline and a piece of selenite. Just puts up my barriers, so bad stuff can stay away, good stuff's welcome in, but also helps with a little bit of peace and tranquility. Okay, so that's my first pairing that I love. Easy to get, easy to use. Just, you don't even have to grab big pieces. It's just little pieces. You could have a display piece though, but yeah, great. Love them. Best ones ever. Okay, so the next one that I've got for you is adventurine and citrine for grounding. So when you're looking at the adventurine is heart chakra, so heart stone, and citrine for wealth and abundance. So citrine is known as the merchant stone, but it's also for abundance and prosperity, along the similar lines as what adventurine is. But it's for deeper connections for mental clarity. So it helps us with our overall grounding. Okay, so if you want that grounding and that peace and then that tranquility as well, but with that deep connection, go for a little bit of adventurine and citrine. The next one is clear quartz and hematite. If you're like me on a Monday morning before I've had a chance to have a coffee, for your foggy brain. Okay, now I am one for always going for my fluorite, because fluorite is great for squirrel people like me, who I get distracted easy. And Nate needs his fluorite as well. I'm still looking for a nice piece of fluorite for Nate. Yes, fluorite is awesome to help us focus and concentrate. But if you've got like that foggy brain, clear quartz and hematite are 2 of the crystals, great pairings to put together. And that'll help to clear that foggy brain. Excellent pairing together for that. Blue lace agate and smoky quartz, great pairing. Oh, Fiona, so distracted. There goes my squirrel. Fiona, you can't handle fluorite. Wow, I think you're one of the only people I've ever spoken to who actually can't handle fluorite. Fiona, can I ask what type of fluorite? Is it all type, or is it specific? Like, is it the rainbow, or is it the green, the blue, the purple? What type of fluorite is it that you actually can't? Is it all, or just a particular type of fluorite?
I love rainbow fluorite. I just love it. I've got it all over the place.
Yeah.
I love all fluorite.
Yeah, me too.
I have got so much fluorite in my house. Actually, I've actually got an archangel fluorite, an archangel in fluorite, green and purple.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, okay, Fiona. Never heard of fluorite actually doing that. Wow. Okay, it is not a stone for you, and I would be clearing that out of my house. I definitely wouldn't be having any fluorite. Obviously, it is not a stone for you at all. Wow. Naughty fluorite for Fiona. Okay, yeah, I've actually got a beautiful archangel in rainbow fluorite. He's about that big. I bury my crystals too when they crack and break. He's about that big. He's the only exception, the one that I didn't bury. His wing actually broke. And yes, I've still actually got him.
Yeah.
Nate said could have been a vampire crystal. If it hadn't been cleansed.
Yeah, or programmed that way.
Yeah, possibly.
Depends where it came from.
If it doesn't resonate with you, maybe it's hanging on to, negative energy from somewhere else. I'm a big one though. I always cleanse everything. As soon as it comes in near me, the first thing I do is put it on my selenite plate and then chuck it in my singing bowl. They're the first two things that I do with it. And then if that doesn't work, I get out with the white sage. So I always cleanse my crystals, and I cleanse them on a regular basis as well. Oh, Marissa, that was a nice gift from your son. Long ago and would have been bathed under a full moon. Was it programmed, Fiona? Oh, we could talk about this for ages. Donna's got a beautiful, purple fluorite. Can you reprogram crystals? You can actually reprogram crystals. You would just you'd have to cleanse them first. So I would be completely cleansing them. I'd leave them on selenite. Like I would actually make sure that they're actually on selenite for a complete cleanse. And then I would reprogram them and tell them what their new job was. I'd thank them for the job they've done, but they have a new job now. So, yeah, you can reprogram them, not a problem. Fluorite's really good for us people who are a little bit of all over the shop. They call it the crystal for ADHD. Oh, Nate. It's for people who are all over the shop, who are busy minds, who go from, it's basically, if you think of, well, me personally, I'm a Gemini. Now, I'm a Gemini in nature because I can have so many things going on at once, and I've got about 20 spreadsheets open in my head at any one time. And fluorite are for those of us who need to actually put some blinkers on and have a little bit of tunnel vision to help us focus on one thing at a time. And that's one of the best uses for fluorite. Okay, so where was I up to? See, I get distracted easily. Where's my
So we were on to, I'll tell you, blue lace agate and smoky quartz, Miss AJ.
Kerrie, go to the top of the class tonight.
Paying attention. Okay. And I have a handy dandy notebook.
Well done, you. All right, well, I can tell you now, blue lace agate and smoky quartz is really good for anxiety and stress relief. There are a lot of crystals out there that are actually really good for anxiety. Amethyst is a great stone for anxiety and stress. Blue lace agate and smoky quartz is another pairing though. Okay, so can actually help to calm down your emotions when you pair the blue lace, because if you think of blue lace agate itself is that calming, that happy stone. So it provides that breath of fresh air where you can actually go. So your blue lace agate will do that, and the smoky quartz is it's a good grounder as well. So it relieves that stress. Okay, so blue lace agate, smoky quartz for anxiety and stress relief. Now, one of the favorite pairings of everybody that I've ever spoken to is our rose quartz and amethyst. Now, rose quartz and amethyst is for raising of our self-confidence, our self-love, and our spiritual energy.
They're my favourites.
And can I throw a third in the mix, AJ, and ask you about it?
Yes.
How would it work if you added citrine, rose quartz, clear quartz?
All of those in together.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful little bundle. Because, and I say that because your citrine is the stone for abundance and motivation as well. So if you've got your rose quartz and your amethyst is going to give you your self-confidence, that self-love. Your citrine is that like the motivation, the power. Then you've got your clear quartz, which is your amplifier for everything anyway. So that's your, if you need something to go forward to, you know, if you need that oomph when it comes to self-love, self-confidence, self-esteem, if you're lacking in those areas, that's an awesome, absolutely awesome combination. That's like a superpower combo. Yeah, I'd have a little bowl of that. I'd almost put them into a little trinket bowl and just have them on your desk, or put them in a little pouch and carry them with you.
It was a UC special the other day. That's what he stole. He stole the citrine, the rose quartz, and a clear quartz, and he had them hidden in the back of his little, well, he's got a dog house, but it's a cat house, right? And that's what he stole. And I thought, I wonder what he's after, right? With that particular combination.
Well,
so he wants more cat treats. He wants more cat treats. He wants the other cats to love him instead of attack him.
Yes, and he wants the confidence to say, "Look at me! Aren't I fabulous?"
He's my best pairer. He's really good at it.
Okay, so Marissa, the combination that we were talking about then is rose quartz and amethyst. And then Kerrie has added citrine and clear quartz into that mix as well. I actually love that combination. I think it's a great combination. Citrine in any form is great. It's for abundance. Yeah. So citrine in any form, as in it can be in its raw natural state. It doesn't matter if it's the heat treated citrine. It's citrine in any form. So. All right, if we want to talk about a good sleep, because, well, we all need a good sleep, lepidolite, and you guys know I've already spoken about lepidolite before. I spoke about that in my first live stream, purely because it does have the natural lithium in it. But if you've got the lepidolite plus the black tourmaline and a smoky quartz, okay, you can also throw in a blue lace agate into that, so you can have all 4 of those, and you can definitely be on your way to a very restful sleep. Okay, because the natural lithium gives us our relaxing. I've actually got in Bam Bam beads, I've got a lepidolite bracelet that I wear sort of when I need that my peace and tranquility. If I know I'm going to be walking into a hostile type environment, I'll wear my lepidolites. I might wear them tomorrow, actually. Yes, but if you need that sleep, because the blue lace agate's going to give you peace and tranquility. Your black tourmaline combined with your smoky quartz is going to give you that, repelling that negative energy and take the nightmares away. So therefore, you've got that good sleep happening. Where am I up to? I'm checking my list now to make sure I've got things on my list. Oh, let's talk a little bit of love. We'll talk some love now, seeing we don't have any trolls at the moment. All right. let's talk some love. So, rhodochrosite and carnelian. Okay, it's opening yourself up to romantic love. Okay, and unleashing your true self.
What colour is Rhoda, whatever it is?
So,
It's,
rhodochrosite, you've got a piece there, Kerrie. I
I'm
could
just
get up
thinking,
and go and get the rhodochrosite. I've got Karma sitting on my lap, though, and she would be very upset if I got. It's a lovely pinky colour.
sort of a
So
mottled
pinky,
pink and
it's a mottled pink and white or cream.
green.
I've
Yeah.
actually got a lovely piece. If I could reach my little bowl at the end of the coffee table, I'd be able to pick up a piece and show you. It can come in. Rhodonite is actually, it looks like a cherry ripe with the black in it, and it's a very deep pink. It does come in a deep pink colour. It's got like the white, the creamy milky white, the light pink, as well as the darker pink in it. I'm sorry.
Looks like it's another one that's been stolen. It's another one that I've got to go find on UC Stash somewhere.
No, Karma Kitten cannot hop up. She's comfortable. I can. Do you know what? I can see my rhodochrosite sitting in the bowl at the end of the coffee table. So if she moves, I'll go get it.
Okay, don't worry about it.
But yeah, if you've got rhodochrosite and carnelian, you're opening yourself up to romantic love and unleashing your true self. If you want a slightly softer take on that, though, you could use your rose quartz or your morganite as well, because they're just like a softer touch. Your carnelian does pack a bit of a punch, and just be warned, your carnelian is very much about fertility and things like that. So just be careful. It's for like your sexual love and all the rest of it, and getting all the bits were working. But rose quartz? Or
No. It's yellow.
it's citrine.
Yes.
Citrine and
Yes, it's raw in its natural form. Yes.
I love raw crystals.
Yes, so just be careful with your carnelian. Bada bing, bada boom. If you have him in the bedroom, just remember that. Yes. So if you want to soften things a little, maybe a little bit of. I know a friend of mine who wanted to. She actually wanted to find a partner, so she used to put rose quartz underneath her mattress. And funny enough, she's now with a lovely, lovely bloke. They're together, and he actually found the stash of rose quartz underneath the mattress the other day and went, "What's this?" So then she had to tell him about her pretty pink stones. Yes. Hey, it worked for her. I can see everybody going out and stashing rose quartz underneath the mattress.
I know, yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, just remember, carnelian, bada bing, bada boom. Now, if you want to, so that's romantic love, throwing those crystals out the door. Come on now, Wendy.
Oh, Wendy.
Bring them to me, Wendy. Bring them, put them in my letterbox. I'll take them.
All right, well, how about for still focusing on the love then? Let's talk about some green adventurine with rose quartz. Now, both of those are heart chakra stones. Okay, or green tourmaline and pink tourmaline, that's also for love. So if you want to attract more love into your life, now that's love attracting to you, but that's also self-love as well. So the green and the pink tourmalines, I've got the most beautiful pink tourmaline in clear quartz, and that's all about that love as well. So it's one of my favorite pendants that I wear of all time.
Rose quartz shoes. Sorry, Nate's making rose quartz shoes now.
Delightful.
I'd love a rose quartz like chair that I could sit in to meditate. I think that would be awesome.
I would love a bath.
Bath, yeah.
Yeah, I could sit
One day.
in a bath. Yeah. All right, is this the last? Oh no, I've still got more crystal pairings. What am I doing? I've just looked at the time and gone, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Balance, Nate. God, no. Wendy, don't put him on that path. Okay, balancing female hormones, any type of moonstone. Okay, all forms of moonstone are going to help balance and bring balance for female hormones. Now put that piece of paper down. That's good. I've checked everything off my list there. Now, pain relief. Pain relief's a really good one. And if you're looking at crystals for pain relief, malachite and black tourmaline for pain relief. I thought it was an unusual combination, but the more that I actually looked into it, the more I keep coming up with malachite and black tourmaline. And yeah, Fiona, moonstone, any form of moonstone, doesn't matter what type of moonstone, any form. Black moonstone, rainbow moonstone, doesn't matter. Pain relief though, malachite and black tourmaline. If you've got, and I've always got some with me, lapis lazuli for migraines. Okay, lapis lazuli is actually great. It's a stone that you can actually use by itself as well, and in combination. But if you've got a piece of lapis as well for migraines, insomnia, and lapis actually helps reduce blood pressure too. It's been around for eons, is lapis. Okay, so the one thing that we remember is that you can use these crystals by themselves, and then when you're pairing them together, you're just going to increase the potency of what they're, what the intention is, sort of what you've got them for. Just two other little ones that I thought. What was the green and the red stone?
Green's adventurine.
Did I say green adventurine and rose quartz? Or was that the rhodochrosite and the carnelian? Or are we talking about a crystal together? What exactly did you mean with your question with the green and red stone?
Green and pink.
Oh, the green and pink.
Yeah.
So the green adventurine and the rose quartz, or the green tourmaline and the pink tourmaline for love. For the love, yeah, rose quartz, green tourmaline, green adventurine, rose quartz, or green and pink tourmalines.
AJ, have you got all these written down?
I've got some notes written down, yes. I can.
If you want, if you send them to me, I'll send them to everybody because it's too many to remember. Yeah, if you just
I'll send
it
everybody
to me.
my notes.
Good girl.
Two others I'm going to cover off on very quickly. Apatite and black tourmaline for protection and motivation. Apatite, when we think about appetite, we think about appetite. Munch, 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 munch. I'm hungry. It's good for weight loss, apparently. I haven't found that it works yet. I'm still waiting for those results. But apparently apatite and black tourmaline is good for protection and motivation. One of the, this last combination though, I actually wear on a regular basis and I love is my ocean jasper and rose quartz, or ocean jasper with morganite. I love this combination. It's one of my absolute favorites because it's my peace, it's my go with the flow, it's bring my joy and my happiness. I absolutely adore that pairing because when you think about ocean jasper, well, you think about the ocean and you think about, the beauty and, the joy and everything sort of like below the water. It's not necessarily above. I know you have ocean jasper angel feathers. I know, Nate.
Tracy gave them to you. They are just glorious.
Yes.
Oh, God, they were
just
so beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful they were. They not were.
Apatite and clear quartz, Fiona. Clear quartz is just going to magnify the benefits of your apatite because clear quartz is, it's a magnifier. Yeah, Yup. That's apparently what you can use it for. Apatite's actually a great stone also for motivation. So the other side benefit of apatite is motivation. So now the one thing that we want to remember with there's certain families of crystals that'll always work well together, and it doesn't matter how many you chuck together. So anything in your quartz family, they will always work really well together. Anything in your agate family, they will also work really well together as well. So those sort of, if they belong to the same family of crystals, you can chuck them together. They will quite happily bounce around each other and magnify everything that's going on there. So now, how much more time have I got?
Keep talking.
I can keep talking. Oh, good, because I've got these probably 4 little, and they're a little bit more in depth. I thought for people who like to create their own little, like I've got little bags, like little organza bags that I chuck crystals in for different bags for different types of things that I'm doing at the time. No, you're not getting a quiz, Marissa. There's no pop quiz. Nate, don't be so mean. So what I thought I'd do is, and when I send you my notes, I'll send you this. So for anxiety, I wrote down some stones that you can put together and create like a little carry pouch with some stones. So you can go to your local crystal shop, grab some tiny, like some little tumbles or chips, and you can make your little organza little pouches with you and carry them around if you like. So, and these will be in the notes that Annie will send out to you. So for anxiety, we have green adventurine, which is for opportunity. We have howlite, which slows down your thinking. It's like the calm. Your hematite, which keeps us grounded. Your sodalite for rational thinking. Who wants to be rational? But when we're talking about anxiety, we need to get the rational brain thinking. So that's why we pop the sodalite in there. Black tourmaline to remove that negativity, and lepidolite, because lepidolite is our anything to deal with stress, PTSD, anxiety. Lepidolite is the massive stone that we want to use. So that would be my tip. Like if I was going to put together like a little pouch, that'd be a great one for anxiety. If you want to tap into your power reserves, now sometimes we're all feeling a little bit Monday morning, can I say get your calcites together. So calcites, to tap into our energy reserve, get your rainbow calcites, put a little bag together, rainbow calcites. By rainbow calcites, I'm saying, so red calcite, which brings vitality and energy. Of course, it's red, va-va-voom. Your orange, which clears out any negative stored energy that you've got, which increases your motivation. Your honey calcite, which increases your feelings of self-worth and confidence. Your green calcite for manifestation, for positivity and that balance. And your blue calcite to calm those frayed nerves. So that's your tap into your power reserves, which people usually need on a Monday and a Friday.
Now, I hope everyone wrote that down, because they might be the first 4 quiz questions, just giving you a heads up.
I'll help anyone with cheat sheets. All right, 2 more I'm going to cover off on, I promise. I think I should put one of these together for me for a peaceful office environment. With the Voom, oh yeah. Yeah, well, Wendy, come on now. We did have trolls earlier. Now they're gone. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, let's move on to the peaceful office environment, shall we? Squirrel. Blue, right? Okay, peaceful office environment. I want to make sure that I've got some clear quartz, some amethyst, some tourmalated quartz. Now, when I say tourmalated quartz, I am a big fan, and can I tell you, my sister Tracy as well has the most magnificent jewelry, and I would love to steal it. But Tracy and I are both big fans of black tourmaline in clear quartz. It is awesome in the office environment. I've actually got a little piece. It's about that big that sits on my desk.
You need a brick.
I need a huge brick.
A brick.
I just need to add I'm going to add the rest of these to my collection when they look at my rocks and go, why have you brought rocks in? I want to actually take I've got a big lump of smoky quartz over there, so I should take my big lump of smoky quartz in.
Yeah.
If all else fails, throw it at people.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll be good.
Yes. No, I agree. You're giving me thoughts. So yeah, clear quartz, amethyst, black tourmaline in quartz or any form of tourmalated quartz, rose quartz, selenite, and sodalite. Because remember, we've got to have something in there to help us communicate for a happy environment. One of the other ones that you can actually pop in there as well is howlite, and it's the white, none of the dyed howlites, but just the white howlite. That actually helps for a peaceful environment as well. Or instead of the blue lace agate's really good for like calming environment as well. The sodalite just gives you your ability to communicate and also think a little more rationally as well. So that's why I would say instead of the blue lace agate, use the sodalite instead, because in an office environment, you need just a little more oomph behind you. And the last one that I want to talk about tonight is just a combination for grief. So pairings for grief. So jet. I don't know if a lot of people work with jet, but jet stone, because jet allows you to integrate lessons that you've learned and to move forward rather than stay stagnant.
Back in the day, AJ, like way back, Queen Victoria times, jet was worn at funerals and for 12 months after a passing.
Yep.
There was a lot of, I've got jet necklace, but that was what it was. And, you know, people used to have to be draped in black for however long, you know, the periods of mourning.
Yep.
But back in the day, that was what they used to use. They used to wear a lot of jet.
Yep. Well, jet is definitely the stone when you're looking at grief and loss. That's actually one of the stones that you do associate with grief and loss. So yeah, definitely, because it does help you move onwards and move forwards. That's what the actual purpose for the stone, or the intention of the stone actually is. So yeah. So if we pair that with moss agate, and I love moss agate. Yeah, you can get it. It's a little bit rare, but there are definitely crystal shops that you can get jet from, and nice pieces of jet as well, Marissa.
Easier to get as jewellery.
It is.
Yeah.
Rather than in blocks.
I know
jet.
The crystal shop that I get my stuff from, they actually do have pieces of jet. So,
yeah, that was the jet Pia. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed Pia's question.
That's right. She was just asking what was the stone for grief and loss again. It was the jet. Yeah. And so sorry, AJ, you were saying you pair it with moss agate, and what's the combination? Yeah.
So there's a few in this combination I've got. So jet, moss agate, because moss agate allows us to look towards the future. Mookaite, which is an Australian stone. So mookaite actually helps heal emotional trauma, and allows you to see the bigger picture. And mookaite is actually going through a really big phase at the moment where everybody absolutely adores mookaite. And it comes in so many beautiful colours, especially these purples and oranges and reds. And yeah, WA is where we get a lot of our mookaite from. So pair that up with ruby zozite. So actually, Gail, your bracelet that I saw the other week is ruby zozite. And ruby zozite is for releasing pain and sorrow, and helps stop us from overreacting. You know, when you just get triggered. Nate. Rhodochrosite again helps us move through grief, and rhodochrosite actually helps us move sadness from out of the body and out of our aura as well. I'm ignoring him.
Yeah. Good plan.
And the last one that I'm going to add to this grief pairing is emerald. Emerald is actually a fabulous stone because emerald is our stone of life. Emerald is our stone that reminds us of, it's our rebirth stone. So we add that too, because part of the cycle of grief is also rebirth and renewal. So yeah, you want to add emerald to that as well. So
Oh, he sure is, Tracy.
oh, he is crazy.
Naughty.
He's delightful, but he's wicked.
Oh, he's naughty.
It's a good thing we all love him.
Yeah.
And that's all I had on my list to cover with everybody tonight.
That's awesome, AJ. Thank you so much. I've just written 3 pages of notes, and I don't think I got everything. So I'll look forward to your notes. And also, I was writing so fast, I don't know that I can read my own handwriting. There is that.
Yeah, somebody else said that.
Well, but I might drop a few questions, a few quiz. See, I was saying, is there going to be a quiz in our Celtic Tarot and Harmony for Tranquility chat group? See who's been paying attention.
Yeah, let's see who was listening.
Yeah. Study up.
Now,
yeah, she really is amazing. Yeah, she really is amazing, Karen. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Thank you, AJ. We love having you on.
Welcome. Very welcome.
Now, because we have had so much information, do I have to wear crystals touching the skin to increase the benefits?
Nope. No, as long as you've got your crystals, if they're not directly touching, doesn't matter. Like when you wear earrings, your earrings don't touch. But if you've got your, like I've got one of my earrings that I wear all the time, I've got a pair that's got hermicas. I've got a pair that's got a black tourmaline. They don't touch the skin, whereas the wire of my earrings touch my ears instead. I still get the benefits. So it's my pendants don't actually touch my skin. My pendants are sitting on my clothes. As long as you've got your crystal, if you've got them programmed and they're for you, they will work. They're set for you, for your intention.
Mm-hmm.
And
in your auric field, having them in your auric field, really, because it's the energy interaction between, that's how I've always seen it anyway.
Yeah.
It's the energy interaction between your bioenergetic field or your aura and the crystal energy.
Yep.
Same with the space, that your home too, because your home creates its own energy space, and that crystal then amplifies that energy space wherever it is in your home too.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, we have had so much information tonight that we're rapidly running out of time. So my suggestion, it was very interesting, AJ. People just loved it.
Yeah.
And like we've all got crystals and lots of us don't know what to do with them. So now we know what to do with them. And like if you put questions up, if you don't know or there's any more questions you've got for AJ, if you stick them up, she's on our pages. So she will answer all of your questions. But my suggestion in terms of cards is that Kerrie pulls one, I pull one, and AJ pulls one. And whatever card resonates with you, 1, 2, 3, or all of them, is your card for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work, girls?
That works.
I'm all good with that.
Is everyone good with that? So maybe think about who are you connecting with, or if you connect with the message of all of them, that often happens too. It can read like a story.
Whoa, I'm going to go first if that's okay.
You can.
So I'm using John Holland cards tonight. And what I've got is I've got triumphant success. And the picture on this card, it's a sword and it's a number 1 as well. But what the sword is telling me on this card and the number 1's about leadership. It's about taking ownership. It's about stepping up and owning your shit, basically. And this is talking about cut ties with stuff that is no longer serving you, because triumphant success, and if you watched my tarot reading the other day, a couple of days ago, an adventure is coming. So triumphant success is on its way. Just cut ties with any doubts, cut ties with any fears, move forward. Who's ready?
Do you want to go next, Kerrie, or do you want me?
You can go, AJ. Have you got your cards, or you haven't yet?
Yep. All right. Okay. So the card that I've actually gotten, and I'm using my intuition cards, and the card that I've got is water. There seems to be a theme around water at the moment. It's crooked. There seems to be a theme around water at the moment. Okay. And this big theme, especially for water, is asking us to go with the flow a little bit. Okay. So going with the flow doesn't mean that I just let everything go. Going with the flow means that I'm still aware of what's happening, but maybe it's asking me to relax just a tad, instead of being wound up, instead of being so rigid in everything that's going on. It's asking me to go with what's happening with life instead of just being in one place at one time. Okay, so this is asking you to have a little bit of that flexibility and just go with the flow a little bit. Be like water. Okay, water rejuvenates as well. So if you let go a little bit of that rigid emotion that you're hanging on to, you will actually find that it's actually going to serve you better to what your higher good is, rather than building up all those walls around you. Okay, so just be prepared this week to, just let it go a little bit, and then that way you'll be able to take that breath and be rejuvenated.
There's critical incident training that we used to do when we were working with young people. And it's got two different things. One was be a rock. Mm-hmm. So as a rock, you had to stand as strong as you possibly could and try to resist. And as a rock, and people were coming at you, as you stood there, because this was critical incident training for when kids were, out of control and we had to hold on to them and stop. So when you were a rock and you were rigid and your arms were still and your feet were planted, you have no idea how easy it was to knock you over. Mm. But the alternative to that was be like water.
Mm. Yeah.
So when you were like water,
the movement.
You just could move. And you were
sway
really
like
flexible.
Yep.
And nothing could knock you down. So, and somebody on here said the journey of the least resistance. And Bruce Lee, one of his mottos was be like water. And my son actually has that tattooed on his body. Be like water. So, yeah, there you go. Shelley's done the training as well. It's that critical instant training where you just, if you're all loosey-goosey, it's really hard to shove you over because you can bend and sway. Yeah. Marianne says, rock, scissors, paper. You're going in the naughty corner tonight.
Yeah, mate. That's right.
1, 2, 3.
Water will find its own course. Marianne, you're definitely right, Marianne. Water will find its own course.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yep. I don't know what meds he's on, but I want some. Kerrie, let's get some. He's on cordial.
Yeah, let's. Okay, so moving onward. I thought I'd use these cards tonight. They're called the Akashic Tarot, right? So that's about connecting with our highest selves and the lessons that we're needing to learn. And the card that came out was the Queen of Scrolls. So it looks like the message that's coming through here is that well done to so many of you, because you're really listening to your higher selves. You're really connecting into what your purpose is. you know, and the purpose to serve and to love and connecting with that energy. And so I also asked for clarifying cards because I'm only new using these cards. So I like a little bit of validation on it. And what I got given was 2 cards came out, is that you're finding your truth and your integrity, right? You're really reconnecting with yourself. And in that, you are being showered in blessings and you are blessing others as well. So that's a thank you message from your angels.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's really nice.
So there you go, my lovelies. Our work is done here.
What a lovely night.
It was a
is.
lovely
It
night.
was.
Thank you so much, Miss AJ.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. It
was-
is the world according to AJ. So I should have started by saying it's only the world according to AJ, and there are so many other bips and bobs and all the rest of it. But yes, we all love our crystals, and like you said, Annie, there's a lot of us that we have these beautiful rocks and they look pretty, but sometimes we don't know what to do with them. And yeah, it's nice that we can now, have a forum that we can actually have a chat about them. So I've loved being able to share sort of what I know, just the little bit that I know. And yeah, there are lots of people out there who've got some great crystal knowledge.
My computer is having a hissy fit.
Yeah,
Can you
mine's
guys
been
see
going
this?
a bit. Mine's no, we can't see it, but mine's going a little bit silly tonight. Don't know what's
Mine's
been
just
going
gone
on.
crazy.
What's happening?
Oh,
I've
I
missed
don't
everything.
Yeah. That's lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, Pia.
know. Who has the answers for the quiz? I want them to.
I've got the answers for the quiz.
If you wrote them down in your handy dandy notebook, people, you would be okay.
Nate says, I've got a cheat sheet, $50. You are so naughty. Oh, dear.
I could give you maybe a little tip, and that is if you go back to the very beginning and keep hitting pause, 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 pause in our intro vid, there's lots of information about those pairings, so you can cheat.
I tell you what, I actually read the intro and went, I don't think I need to be here tonight.
You always need to be here.
You always. It's
Right.
very different to sort of reading it on a piece of paper
Yeah.
and having the intricacies
Yeah.
of why they work together really explained to you. And you do that so beautifully, AJ. We love
because
that.
I love them.
Yes. And it comes through. So, people can understand it better that way, I think. I know I do.
Tracy's written hers on her official notebook, her hand notebook.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Okay, darlings.
Excellent. Thank you,
Our work
everybody,
is-
for letting me spend the evening with you. I've had so much fun.
Thank you.
Have a great
Pauline,
fortnight.
and
Yeah.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
beautiful
fortnight,
Kerrie,
everyone.
Annie.
And we will see you in a couple of weeks.
See you then. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.